everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another game review. This time I'm reviewing Biomutant. Before I get started, just to let you know, this will be a spoiler-free review. I'm not going to spoil any of the juicy tidbits of the story, but this will give you all the information that you need if you're on the fence about getting this game or not. Now, this game was developed by Experiment 101 and published by THQ Nordic and just released on May 25th of 2021 on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows. It is a third-person action role-playing game that is set in an open world filled with mutated animals. As per layman's terms, without spoiling anything, as per the plot, it's another post-apocalyptic game world, this time involving anthropomorphic animals that are now roaming the earth. And the main goal is to pretty much go and take down these four giant main monsters that are known as world eaters to be able to restore the Tree of Life. Now, right up when you first boot up this game and you realize you have a creative player. Now, I've had a lot of creative players in my day, but this one takes the cake in terms of the amount of, ambiguousness of just the abilities that you can do. You can do everything from changing your gender, your body shape, give yourself different fangs, thickness of fur, etc. Pretty much all kinds of tricks of the trade. But this is the thing that's weird about it. Every single thing you do will change the stats based off of what you pick. So let's say if you pick a bigger headed character for some reason, well, he'll be smarter. If you have an overall bigger character, he'll be more resilient to damage, but he'll move slower. If you pick a more slimline, thinner character, he'll be faster, but he'll be able to take more damage. So you'll have to keep this in mind when you're custom creating your character to make them in every single way that you would want them to be based off of what play style you're wanting to go through with, because every single difference in it will affect the stats of your character at the start. Now, as for combat, it kind of consists to me as a Devil May Cry style melee attack system with long range attacks from shooting. Now, as you go through this game, the main thing that I noticed that I really kind of did like is you get to collect different parts for your guns, your weapons, and they allow you to custom tweak and build your own weapons to change the mix and match out the parts that will change the stats and the abilities of the weapon. Like if you get like a cryo thing, you can make it into a cryo freeze weapon, shock weapon, and so on. And you can switch these out during combat. So if you have a certain weapon that you had custom built just for like freezing abilities, another one for shocking, another thing for more strength on long range, you can swap them out on the fly, which I actually really did like in this game. It actually was one of the more highlights with the combat heavy aspect in this title. Now, as you go and level up your character, like most games like this, you can use the points earned to enhance your abilities, or you can use them to unlock new attack combos. This is the part where I said where it plays like a Devil May Cry, and using your points to unlock new combos. Now, also, you can go and mutate your character even further with the use of biomech parts that you find throughout your adventure. Everything from robot legs, different claws, and wings. These upgrades come into play that allow you to reach different areas in the game, almost like a Metroidvania style thing with swapping out these parts. And you have to change out the parts to progress quite often. Like a good example would be like if you get an air tank, you can use this to go underwater. You can find a gas mask that allows you to go through toxic gas areas, and so on. Now, on top of all the different tweaking of your abilities from these biomech parts, you can also find different vehicles in your adventure to help you explore the land even easier. From everything from balloons to giant robot mechs, they allow you to explore the area even more. Now, naturally, this game, much like every other game in the series like this, has a day and night cycle and different weather effects. And I was nice to see that in this one, it wasn't just for looks. Most of the day and night cycles and weathers, different weather like rain and snow and everything like that, does affect the way the enemies behave and also gameplay for you as well. Now, if you just rush through this title and from start to finish, just through the main story, it'll take you anywhere from 10 to 12 hours long just for the main story. Now, if you're doing everything else, naturally, it will take you significantly longer. Now, the other thing I have to point out about this is it also has a morality system. I think it's called Aura, and it kind of reminds me of one similar that was used in Mass Effect, and it allows you to be good or bad and make different decisions, which also affect the dialogue and with the allies that you find and their behavior towards you through your adventure. And it plays heavily into the branching storyline of the main story, where the 6 different tribes can be influenced in different ways by your decisions. I mean, 3 of the tribes want to just heal the tree of life, while the other 3 just kind of want more power. So you can use that to your advantage to play basically all 6 sides any way you choose, which was pretty cool. I did like that aspect. Now, my final thoughts of Biomutant is, in the end, it is a rather grand and deep game in terms of its upgrade system, its weapons, and the branching storyline. But honestly, I have to say, graphically, it doesn't really look that good. Now, don't get me wrong, it still serves its purpose, and I understand this is a new development team, a new game that they've made, and it still doesn't look bad. I've played some games that just have terrible graphics, but if the gameplay's good and you're having fun, that's all that really counts. But to me, this game, while it plays good, I didn't have too many glitches, and I did like the abilities with all the deep branching paths in the story that you could do, the upgrades, the swapping out of body parts to give your character different abilities. To me, it just came off like a weird amalgamation of a bunch of multiple other titles smushed together. I mean, the hacking and slashing is okay, though I do feel a lot of the enemies kind of play out like they're friggin' bullet sponges. But that's really, once again, not a detriment to this title. But to me, it just didn't really seem to have its own unique heart. I mean, the hack and slash parts with the combos just screamed Devil May Cry to me. The overall world design and how you can explore it came off as like a Breath of the Wild to me. And the different plots and different storylines that you could take along the way kind of reminded me of Mass Effect. And it all does come together fairly decent in a rather decent game. But there's just something about it that I think that this title would be kind of polarizing to people. Either you're going to absolutely love it, or you're going to absolutely say this is garbage. And I can't really say one or the other. I have to say, to me, for their first attempt at a game, they did a fantastic job. No doubt about it. I hope they do make enough sales on this to see a possibility of a Biomutant 2 in the future. But one, I'm kind of getting tired of every game being some post-apocalyptic title. Seriously, quit making post-apocalyptic games. There's got to be something else out there other than taking that route. But other than that, those are minor nitpicks, and the game was fun to play. I deeply enjoyed the different upgrades and the weapons and the modifications of your character and the exploration, but to me, it just didn't really seem to have a hook other than the graphic presentation of being an anthropomorphic animal fighting other animals. Honestly, in the end, like I said, to me, it just comes off as an average title. You know, I can definitely appreciate the hard work and dedication of all the people that made it, and I do deeply understand the amount of hard work it took to make this. And like I said, the options and abilities of being able to custom create your character, mess with your weapons, flip them and switch them out on the fly, the different combat attacks, you know, like the Devil May Cry combo attacks, the exploration of the world, it is all well done, but to me it just comes off as, I don't know, I wouldn't want to say generic, but it just comes off as just not really having some sort of special thing to really bring it to a 10. You know, in the end, I can recommend this game, but just be cautious with it. This is going to be a rather, weird game. You're either going to like it, you're going to hate it. It's odd. It doesn't really seem to fit one or the other. It just seems to go right down the middle path in terms of all of the stuff that's in it. It all works. It all fits together in the puzzle nicely. But honestly, in the end, for me, I can still recommend the game, but just be cautious because you may not like it. I, in the end, did like it, but I did get bored with it after a while pretty quickly. Meanwhile, I can still go back to other games like Resident Evil 8 and replay it again. This one, I didn't really want to replay it after I got through it the first time. I know that just sounds weird, but that's my own personal take on it. And in the end, I want to hear what you personally think about Biomutant. If you like the game, if you don't like the game, please let me know why you like it or why you don't in the comments below. Make sure to hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos on my channel. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. It helps out a lot. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.